There's a lot of conversation happening in our culture right now about racial reconciliation. Some race advocates say we need to get everyone at the table. Culture is in racial turmoil. Admittedly, our country has a very difficult racial history. But the question is, do Christians need to participate in racial reconciliation? The key verse that some pastors usually put forward to support the idea of racial reconciliation is 2 Corinthians 5, verse 18. God gave us the ministry of reconciliation. Based on this one verse, Christians are told that God wants us to engage in steps toward racial reconciliation. I think there's a bit of a bait and switch happening here. When we take a closer look at the context, we see that the reconciliation Paul is referring to is actually between God and sinful humans. 2 Corinthians 5 is not about reconciling races. It's about reconciling sinful hearts to a holy God. Ephesians 2 tells us that all of God's people are reconciled through the work of Jesus on the cross. God has made a new people out of cultural enemies. No matter what someone's ethnic makeup is, Christians have been adopted in our family. And if we are in God's family, then we are His children and the work of reconciling is done. The question we must ask is not how do we reconcile, but how do we walk out the reality of that unity? Ephesians 4 gives us very clear guidelines. We must walk in peace, humility, and love. We must treat one another as brothers and sisters, no longer regarding each other according to worldly ways of thinking. If you are a Christian, then we are family. I am Monique Duson, founder of the Center for Biblical Unity.